Next to rock like Mick Foley. It's Nick Joby, kill him softly, play that shit slowly. On the keys like Tony, throwing subs, they get toasted. About my bread like a hoagie. This beat ice cold, look how I ride this Zamboni. I feel like old Tiny, good anywhere you throw me. She eat a Chobani, cause her body getting bony. Late night, heavy scrolling, vape light, heavy smoking. We got unhealthy habits, we been already growing. It's like we drowning in them, it seems the levee's broken. But it's not too late to change them. And refrain from being slaves to the vices that encage them. I'm writing on this page like I'm throwing hands with Satan. Don't run from all those demons, gotta stand your ground and face them. Sometimes you break, but through destruction comes a renovation. We all just trying to build a foundation. We all just trying to build a foundation. We all just trying to build a foundation. Yeah. Liquidity dry, I couldn't quit if I tried. It's been a ride through all the waves and the tides. Little emptiness inside from all them days with the guys. Try to mask it, but I know you see the pain in his eyes. All the lows and the highs, all the gray in the sky. Every reason I should throw away and swallow my pride. All my life been like a permanent grind, of just deserving my shine. And you can't even tell until I push the curtains aside. Hey, and it's disturbing behind. But yo, y'all love to say it's worse in your mind. Still I'm searching to find something that's bigger than a verse or a rhyme. Find your wings and then the courage to fly. Cause we all just trying to build a foundation. We all just trying to build a foundation.
up, G's? Welcome back. Takeover time. Let's go. What a fantastic day. What a fantastic day to be alive, guys. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable. Everything that's happening right now here in our fantastic, beautiful community here. It's an absolute pleasure to have you here on the live streams. Let's completely take over this week. Let's get a couple of beautiful winning trades. Let's get a little bit wiser, a little bit smarter every single day. Let's get familiar with LTA concepts, all right? The only strategy you need in order to take things to the next level. This year, all right? Gonna look in the chat in a second. Setting up the gold chart. I'm telling you, I see the exact same pattern from 2 weeks ago. The exact same pattern. Like it's very, very similar. Very similar. It's a very good sign. Very good sign. All right. Gonna do analysis in a second. Let me set things up real quick. Beautiful, beautiful. There we go. Okay, fantastic fam. Welcome back to the stream. It's an absolute pleasure to have you here. Let's put on a nice track, a nice new tune here. Let's make sure that we are all in our zone. We're ready for today's session. Hope you guys had a good sleep. Okay, I hope you guys are sharp. You're gonna need it today. Okay, we need to be extra sharp today. We need to make sure that we are killing the markets, okay? We are following the rules, following the entry models, everything that we have been talking about lately already. It's an utmost most important thing, okay? Fantastic. Let me look very quickly what we have in the chat today. Unreal. Okay. There we go. I see Grant. Shout out to you, my man. Hope you're doing well. Hope you had a good weekend. I see my man Gavin. Of course, the G. Working extremely hard in the back. Okay. I didn't see you yesterday, correct? Yes, we're going to be streaming live full time again very, very soon. All right. We're almost there. We're almost there. Back full time. Looking forward to it. David, good to see you. Rohit, good to see you. I see Praveen, Rafa. Yeah, nice. Good to see you, go. I see Maidu. I see Sarmad. Shout out to you, my friend. Good to see you. Nice. The fam is back, huh? A lot of new people, but the fam is back. Amazing. Incredible. All right. Our goal is to continue our win streak, of course. Of course, that's our goal, always, all right? But we have to follow our plan. We have to follow it. If you are new to the streams, make sure you download this ebook, an absolute necessity, and must have for you to get familiar. If you don't have this, I don't want you to trade with us. It's pretty straightforward, it's pretty simple, because I want you to understand why we're entering the market, why we're executing trades live, why we're doing what we're doing here. It's all in this 74-page ebook here. So download it. We're almost at 10,000 people though. It's getting there. We're at like 6 or 6.5. We're getting very close. Okay. So before you know it, we have these 10,000 downloads behind. So you have to be fast right now. Get the ebook. Get it sorted. Okay. Let's talk about gold, fam. Let me know if you guys are ready. If so, press a W or W. Press a 1. Press a 1 in the chat. No W yet. Press a 1. So we can start with our analysis here. All right. Make sure that we have this. All sorted. Beautiful. All right. The fam is ready. Cool. Okay. So before we're going to talk about everything that's coming along later on, let's start with our gold analysis here because, man, it has been a wild ride here. Yesterday was pretty wild, right? Pretty wild. Okay. That massive swipe of liquidity here. Let's clean up the charts completely. Let's use this chart. Okay. Crazy what happened yesterday, right? We saw that move to the downside here. We swiped the lows. We took out multiple lows here. Super key. We came down around from that initial wick. Around 240 pips in 1 hourly candle. Massive move. You guys have seen what happened Friday as well, right? Crazy stuff happened on Friday. From the top here after the closure. Okay, or just before the closure. Almost 1,000 pips as well. Gold is wild at this particular moment. Absolutely wild. No surprise though. Everything that's happening in the world, right? A lot of things are happening currently in gold. I see a lot of mixed sentiment. I see a lot of guys thinking it go up. I see other guys thinking it comes down here. I'll tell you what my opinion is, okay, and what I'm gonna focus on for now at least. And yeah, you understand it with the strategy, of course, we're implementing and using as well. How we can approach this market, even in critical market conditions like we are seeing and witnessing right now here. The crazy part is though that if you look here at the hourly, okay, and let's build up that trend. Man, look at that trend, man. That 1 hour trend here. Okay, we do not use or trade trend lines. We like to look at it sometimes to just understand the sentiment here, okay? What's happening right now, you see clearly how this hourly trend has been holding up very well every single time. It's easy to just forget the most simple thing, and that's a trend, just a simple trend line. Sometimes it can help you with understanding where we are in the market. Don't have to overcomplicate things here. So number one, we see the touch, we see the touch, we see the touch. We had that swipe of the lows here, okay? And I'm gonna surprise you. I'm going to show you a level which was exact to the dot here, utilizing LTA concept. So that was really good to see. But again, we closed above that trend and we continue to drive further up. Now we're coming down a little bit, okay? So I'm telling you what we're looking at in a second here. But a trend, crazy stuff overall. So what are we looking for? Well, let's quickly highlight this one right here. Keep it small, keep it small. And let's go back to the 30-minute time frame, okay? And let's utilize our indicator. It's a free indicator. You can get access to it in our Discord. Get into our Discord, get access to our free indicator. It's in the indicator section as well, okay? We utilize, of course, the day, right? This is one day, this is a day, this is a day, this is a day. This is a full week. The blue to the blue is a full week. So we utilize the previous trading week, okay? And we take it from the left to the right. And what do we see here? We see obviously that we tapped into the previous weekly, and this is super key. Okay, let's remove this on the open for a second. The previous weekly value area low. Okay, look at that. This is what we call the value area low. It's sitting right here. Okay, it's in the ebook. You know exactly what it is. All right, previous weekly value area low at 23.9 on the FXCM chart. It's a little bit different on the Wanda. We're gonna go to a Wanda in a second here. But look at that. Woo! The amount of traders that got trapped here yesterday, unbelievable. No entry model here though, for us, to be honest, to be really honest with you guys, because there was no bottom wick on this 30-minute candle here. But again, we tapped into the 22.9 perfectly, which calls, or what we call the previous weekly value area low, right? Crazy stuff. For the rest, this is what we call entry model 3, okay? And entry model 3 here. And yes, we're gonna get to our analysis right now, but it's all important for today. Okay, so let's go to our entry model 3. This was entry model 3 here, okay? After that move, we saw that break, that initial break. We saw that consolidation manipulation and that expansion. The manipulation happened into the vel. It took out all the lows here, including the equal lows that were built up here as well. And we came up, all right, to the 2384. I expected it to come up higher. It didn't came higher. It actually came down a little bit here. So now we're pushing back towards that particular entry. So that was that entry model 3. You can find it on page 52 or 53, 54. Something like that, okay? Keep a close eye on that particular chart. So that was last week. Now we have the data from yesterday, okay? So we utilize this data from yesterday and we look at what happened here, okay? We had a beautiful range. A lot of volume was traded in that specific range. That volume has never been retested yet, okay? So we're now pushing back into a new range, and that range is going to potentially give us some support, and that support is going to be useful because if our entry models play out there, you know what we're going to do? We're going to take a trade, of course, right? That's what we're looking for. So that's the data from yesterday here, from the left to the right, giving us two key levels, super key. The previous daily value area high, previous daily point of control. Both are super important. The 2361 and the 2355, both are key levels, okay? And even better, when taking the previous week here and you draw also the previous weekly value area high, okay? And you draw it right here, you see that it aligns really well with the previous daily value area high. So the previous daily value area high and the previous weekly value area high are aligned right now, okay? Which is very, very good. And let me show you something. Let me show you something, because we're gonna draw everything. We're gonna look at these key levels and utilize this for our trades today. But let me show you something that happened 2 weeks ago, because you will see similarities between what we're currently seeing and what we've seen 2 weeks ago, okay? Very, very important. So this was around there. So this was the previous week, this is the week before, okay? Now let's go back towards the Wednesday. In this case, it was on a Tuesday. So we draw the Tuesday range, okay? And it gave us a certain amount of key levels here. This is the previous daily value area high as well. Okay, let's draw it real quick to show you what it means. And what happened during the day here, okay? We came up and we started to come down and we started to range a little bit. And this is important, right? You see that range? This is that consolidation. Then we had that expansion and we came into the previous daily value area high and we took that trade. Remember, guys? I hope you guys remember that trade entry. I think it was only 1 hour or the 30 minutes, something like that. But we took that trade and we targeted, of course, the highs here, right there. And it went, of course, up, 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 up. And we bounced up beautifully from the previous daily value area high. At this particular moment, I see something very, very similar. So you can see now that we are also consolidating right above it. So we're very close now when looking at the same exact levels here. So if you go and draw the same level, then we have the previous daily value area high sitting at 2361. And you have the point of control also sitting at 2356, you could say, 2355, 56. So these are the two key levels to look at, okay? If we tap into that zone, you bet we're gonna have some reaction from it, okay? That reaction is what we need. That reaction is the only thing that we're looking for. And then we were looking for the particular entry model. And if the entry model presents itself, then we have a trade. And that comes down to page 50, right, on the ebook here, okay? It could be also entry model 3, but we have to see how that goes. But I think it's gonna be entry model 1. At least we have to wait and see if it responds from it. I do think so. Something similar to this, where you come down, you manipulate it, and you go up. Something like this here. However, we can, we want to take the trade, of course, as low as possible to increase our risk to reward. That would be nice if you can get that, okay? So for now, what I'm really interested in potentially is looking for one more pull down into one of our key levels. So something like this, some, candle formation, 1, 2, 3, expansion to the upside here. And look at how similar the highs were, okay? From that, what we showed you like 2 weeks ago. You see how similar it is? Very similar, very similar. Matter of fact, we have a beautiful gap there as well. Nice gap to target as well here. There are a lot of reasons, in my opinion, still to continue up, to potentially look for that continuation to the upside here, tapping into that gap here, taking out these highs that were built, tapping into, first of all, 2360, 2361 as our first level. And if you break that, I think the 2356 is also an important level as well. Okay? If you draw, and this is important. So if you draw the high here to the low here, okay, we call that a swing POC. You see that the swing POC aligns also very well. So there is a lot of confirmation. There are a lot of levels aligning from different time frames, different structures, aligning with each other, giving you the exact same levels. You want to see that. You want to see the same levels here. The more, the better, the more confidence, the better it is, okay? When it comes down to that 1 hour trend, the more, the better, the cleaner the trend, the better it's going to be here. And I talked about this already in our private group. I shared this in our private group here, literally already beforehand. So I always make, or will now always make a new update video quickly before the stream. As well about gold here, we talked about that. We talked about all our setups that we shared as well in there. But most importantly, when we're talking about like a 30-degree angle, so this is a trend line 30-degree angle, right? It's pretty reasonable. Like it's nothing really too wild. Like it's not like a 60-degree angle right here or something like that, right? That you come up and if you start breaking here, obviously you look for further downside. This is still on the 1 hour chart, it's still reasonable to look at. Okay, so what matters here is that I'm not looking for bearish potential short setups yet. Okay, it doesn't mean that I'm extremely bullish. I'm just saying that we have to pay very close attention now to the particular levels here. And again, the main thing that will change everything for us is the opening price of the week. Okay, this is going to get released in the next video. We're going to upload also in regard to the lecture series. We're uploading a full lecture series right now, step by step. Okay, the first introduction video just has been released. So fantastic. We released it today, guys. So everyone who's already in the group, incredible. Okay, watch this video. It's like a 75-minute video. Okay, it's the introduction video. It's the first video. 75 minutes. I get it. But go through it. Get familiar with it. Okay, it's super important, especially if you're starting out with LTA. You really want to know this first, so you understand the reasoning behind it, the logic behind the strategy, why it's so effective, and why it makes sense. Okay, so very important. Check it out, read it if you're already in our private community right now at the moment. Okay, super key. So what will change my bias? A closure below the 23.44. That's the biggest reason for me to look for a reversal play, and especially because, and this is super key, because we just swiped the lows. So if you look here, we had equal lows sitting here. Okay, we need to let me highlight this one a little bit clearer. There with equal lows sitting there. Okay, if you look at it one more time, you can say that these are the equal lows right here. We also swiped the lows of this low, which is important to mention. And the reason why that's important is because we had such a massive expansion to the downside here, that what tends to happen is a lot of liquidity comes into the markets, right? A lot of guys are going to go counter because they're seeing the trend line, they're seeing the bottom, and then they're thinking about, oh, okay, so this is the bottom, so I'm going to enter right now, I'm going to try to catch the bottom, I'm going to try to catch the falling knife, and if it then works out, fantastic. And then what tends to happen is a lot of guys that go along here and have an amazing position, they tend to get extremely greedy, and then because they're greedy, they're not closing their position. They're maybe putting their stop loss on break even, but they're not closing their position because they think that, from there gold goes straight to the moon. And because that didn't happen, of course, these stop losses were still built up below. And because these stop losses were swiped yesterday and we were massively coming up here, I think it's a pretty strong signal for gold that we might look for further continuation. Okay. Then next up is, of course, the 10-year yield. The 10-year yield is what matters now. Forget the dollar, okay? Well, the dollar is breaking that trend, by the way. It is breaking that trend, but again, gold was building that trend and the dollar was building that trend. Usually you would say, okay, there's kind of a negative correlation between the dollar and between gold. So if the dollar goes up, gold goes down the other way around. Well, this is normally the case here, but that's not the case, obviously, when there's a lot of shit going on in the world. We had some crazy news as well this weekend here. A lot of geopolitical situations here, which potentially can drive price up further for gold as well. So everything in regards to the correlation between the dollar and between gold is, in my opinion, a little bit less relevant as what it usually is. Okay. However, the yield is still an important factor. And I wanted to say that the reason why is because, this is truly what matters the most when it comes down to these treasuries in the market, the government spending. And the government spending definitely have an indirect correlation with gold price as well. So the yield is slowing down. It's losing its momentum. And that's a really bullish signal for gold right now at this particular moment as well. Okay. So for the rest, obviously these levels are key. The 21,361, you want to see it tapping in. And what tends to happen when it happens, you see that, on the 50-minute, for example, right now. Now, a lot of guys will potentially enter here. But this is the perfect setup for a consolidation here a manipulation into our key level, and an expansion further to take out the highs here. So that manipulation is what we're waiting for. And if that manipulation occurs, we're the first to take a trade. Okay, that's what we're looking for. So hope that makes sense. In regards to the analysis here, this is currently what we're looking for. And it's practically, to be honest, it's just repeating the same process and the same pattern. And this pattern that we have witnessed 2 weeks ago as well, when we also had a killer trade, okay? So that trade aligned extremely well with what we're currently seeing. It's very, very similar. Very similar. Okay? So, gonna be a good one. Be a little bit patient. Gonna be a good one. Okay? Gotta be nice. Gotta be nice. Yeah, at the same time, man, I'm extremely proud of you guys as well for implementing it. The first video just got released here. Okay, and we're gonna upload videos, multiple times a week. Okay, while we're doing that, well, we don't want to just release everything at once. It's a full lecture series here, so it's gonna be endless content coming along. Okay, in a professional manner. Okay, not just a random video. No, it's a true, series that we're building out here. So that's number one. In regards to the wins, okay, I'm very proud of you guys as well, sharing your wins on a day-to-day basis here, putting in the work. I mean, this is just the beginning, right? Just the beginning of guys that are absolutely killing it in our community and having success with it so far. I'm extremely shocked, to be honest, how many people already, number one, are implementing it, and number two, are actually successful with it in a short period of time. We haven't even released the videos yet. It's crazy. Okay, so maybe the ebook has something to do with that, but I'm extremely proud of you guys for putting in the work and effort. So I want to thank you for that. It's golden behavior. Okay, good stuff. Okay. All the other setup channels are gonna get opened today. Okay, so we're gonna have an announcement after the stream. All the channels will be open today. So we're gonna be fully live, all right? This Thursday, we have 100 spots available for our private, our yearly membership. Okay. Don't worry about it. It's not gonna be thousands of dollars. It's not gonna be $2,000. Okay. Like all these other guys here. So don't worry about that one, whatsoever. What you need to do is to make a decision for yourself if this is interesting, and if you have the capability to focus 1 full year. That's all we ask. 1 full year of focus. Okay. If you say I cannot do that, like there's nothing, not for me, I cannot focus at all, it's not for me at all, then just don't do it. Okay. But for the people that can just focus, put themselves, be committed for that 1 year, and guarantee you it's going to be absolutely madness. Okay. So that's the question. Are you committed to go all in this year? Okay. And if so, type I am committed. Okay, we want to work with winners here. Of course, the live streams are going to be here regardless. It's for the guys that are really able to be here 1 full year with us together. Okay, that's going to be sick. So wait for this, of course, 4-hour closure. Number one. Okay, this 4-hour closure is going to close in around 20 minutes. So the 4-hour is what matters right now. We never take a trade before the 4-hour closure. We've seen it many times here. So much manipulation. You've seen it before. You've seen it before. We actually made that mistake once. So we're not going to do that again. Okay, so we know perfectly that whenever we start the stream, unless we take a news trade before, which we have done many times beforehand, when the 4-hour closes, it's better to wait for that 4-hour closure, because the next bottom wick of the 4-hour, in this case, is what matters the most. That's what we're looking for. So that's the most important, that 4-hour closure, and then a next leg from that 4-hour, because then you have around a 3-hour window to place and find the best possible setups. And that's super important. Okay, that window of 3 hours is enough, so we don't have to worry about that 4-hour candle closure anymore. Okay, the 4 hours passed, and then it's only about the 30-minute and the 1 hour, the 50-minute. It depends on, of course, what time in the market it is and what kind of opportunity, present itself. If it's entry model 2, it can be on the lower time frame. It can be on a 5-minute, 10-minute, But when it's entry model 1, I've seen the best success on the entry model 1 on the, yeah, I think it's a 30-minute time frame, right? Yeah. Yeah, the 30-minute time frame. By far the biggest winner here. So, yeah, let's see how we evolve. You're gonna wait for an hour for the 4-hour closure? No, the 4-hour close is 20 minutes. 20 minutes. Yeah. Instagram Game says, thank you for the ebook, man. I've been using the volume profile for years, but your entry models are giving me specific category to enter a trade, which I've been looking for years. Bro, nice. Nice, yeah. So the tool itself is there. It's nothing special. It's not also what LTA Concepts is. LTA Concepts is not the fixed range volume profile. It's everything around the fixed range volume profile. It's the complete framework. It's the strategy. It's the management of trade. It's the trade ideas that we generate. It's the, you know, the execution models, right? A lot of other things come into play here. It's the sessions. Like, there's so many different layers. If you're using the LTA indicator, make sure you use it properly on the Awanda chart, Awanda or FXCM. I've noticed that these work the best. So yeah, and the volume profile works the best also, by the way, on these charts. Here, some brokers do not allow you this information, especially not Forex brokers. When it comes down to futures, centralized, easy to get access to the same info. You have to pay for it, but Forex tend to have its difficulties sometimes. So you need to use the Awanda chart or the FXCM chart. Most reliable from my experience. By the way, we deleted, okay? And this is another beautiful thing here. I'm actually very happy about it. All the inactive members in our community, okay? We had around 21,000 people, 20,000 people. 5,000 people gone, okay? It doesn't matter. It looks fantastic. 20,000, it looks incredible, right? And I can like talk about, oh, we have 20,000 people in our Discord. But if there are inactive people, it's useless, okay? So I just wanted to let you know, we're not here to look cool, to be cool, to have you know, a fantastic, massive community. If you're not active, you're not active, okay? Next, please. All right, we want to work with the people who are active on a day-to-day basis. Putting in the work here. So if you haven't been active for at least 30 days, you know, then yeah, you can always come back, of course, but you know, you're not banned. But at the same time, you know, the number on our you know, in our Discord is actually the people that are still active. So that's why we have done what we have done here. Okay. Comes down to focus, right? Once again. Where are the videos on your YouTube channel? Yeah, so all the videos on my channel, I unlisted these videos for now because we're going to release LTA Concepts, right? And we're going to release a completely new, you know, strategy, and we want to, you know, stick with it and be extremely organized as well. So for YouTube, be a little bit patient. This will come. This will come. So, youth looking weaker. Dollar chilling, nothing crazy. Hey Lorenzo, but as a counter analysis though, gold also rejected from the 618 of the massive dump. Yeah, potentially true, yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, so that's perfect. So if you come down a little bit lower, then we can make one more leg up here. The overall trend is still bullish. We're still looking for further continuation here, unless proven otherwise. And that proven otherwise comes down to a closure below the opening price of the week, which should be, in my opinion, an hourly closure or more for further continuation. For now, I think this range is very, very interesting here. So yeah, we're waiting for a move to the downside, and then we're looking for an entry somewhat below here. Somewhat below here. Okay, that's what we're looking for. Into our key level. Are the new YouTube videos going to be the book content? Yeah, it's gonna be like, you could say these are gonna be snippets, right? Trade examples, you name it. Nice. Nice, I got the ebook. Thanks. I was wondering, is LT useful for trading Bitcoin? If it's useful for Bitcoin. Test it out for yourself. Test it out for yourself. You will see. You will see, my friend. Rian says, spent most of the weekend and yesterday backtesting. Amazing to see how reliable the strategy plus entry models are across all instruments. Love it. Yeah, it's next level. Yeah, the backtesting is fantastic. If you are backtesting and utilize the ebook for it, then go to this section here. We said it before, I think, but for the new people as well. If you want to test this out, then what you need to do is you need to go to this section. There we go. Chapter 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, right? So chapter 2, 3, 4. The Sunday open, the weekly volume profile, the daily volume profile, the fixed profiles. Test everything first individually. So you backtest first the Sunday open. Especially around the Monday. Then you test the weekly profiles. You go through the whole year, every single week. And you look at how we respond, utilizing the indicator, of course. And you test the week. Then you go to the days. Then you go to the fixed. Then you go to the swings. And once you get it and you have you have the understanding of that individually, then your goal is to try to put it together. And at some point you teach yourself, okay, now I need to use a swing. Now I need to use a fixed. Now I need to use the daily. Now I need to use the weekly. Based upon that here, you will come to a conclusion. Okay. Backtest on the 30 minute, 50 minute, 1 hour. If you want to go to the lower time frame, you can as well. But that's the foundation I think is necessary. So yeah. And then all the way at the end, you go for entry models. Forget about the entry models at the beginning. These will come later on. The entry models focus first on these individual chapters. Yeah. There's a lot of liquidity below the vel. Well, what I see is liquidity above the vel here. I think on the 5 minutes right now, we're indeed building something, right? We have this, and I would not be surprised if you start coming down. You take out the lows first. And then you start consolidating, and then you start going. I would not be surprised if you see something like that today. I would really not be surprised to. If it comes down to this, yeah, that's the riskier play, okay? It's that internal swing. Sorry, that internal range, super clean. If you decide to push up here, then yeah, you have to pay attention to these levels, of course. The 2382. 2385. These levels are super important, but for now it's kind of not there yet. I prefer to come down to look for continuation to the upside rather than looking for a push up and then down, because it gets more tricky around here when looking for short setups. It's possible, but it's more tricky. It just depends on your risk management and your execution on the lower time frame. But yeah, I would prefer definitely price to come back down first. At the same time, I think if you go on the 5-minute here, we might see something like this now as well, regardless. So, you know, you see something like this also. So you see that trend, rejection, and then, you know, coming down, and you start consolidating, and then you start breaking out, and then we take a long. Not on the breakout of the trend, but on our entry model. But we'll see. I gave the idea of making the ebook available in 3 languages, for example, English, Spanish, Portuguese. The file is an image, and therefore it's no way to translate it. Yeah, it's a very good point. Very good point. So we got to make sure that the next edition will be able to copy and paste if you want to, so you can translate it. Yeah, make sure that the next edition is going to get released, and when it is released, we will make sure that it's possible for translation. The good thing is though, that the 74 pages is just a warm-up. It's just the first edition. We call this the alpha edition. So that means that we have around, you know, we have much more things to share. Therefore, the second edition is going to be the actual product. And I think the second edition will be like a hard copy as well. Yeah. How to trade the news? What's the hidden sign? Well, you know, you guys know now that I'm a big fan of counter trend trading when trading news. So limit orders, especially, because what tends to happen a lot is that, and it doesn't happen all the time, but it happens more than not, where you swipe up. You know, you take out the highs and you flip bearish, or you take out the lows and you flip bullish. And then trying to find the key levels, which you could potentially get into before you turn around. We had a sniper entry like that before, multiple times actually. And it's, in my opinion, also the safer bet when trading news. Sell stop, buy stops, for me personally, yeah, is not my thing. Is not my thing. Yes, maybe once in a while I get a lucky shot and price comes down or up, and my buy stop gets triggered and I make a bunch of money. But I feel I have no control over it whatsoever. When it comes down to limit orders, I know exactly, okay, at least we're heading towards a very important key level, and this could have to do some sort of, it could be a contribution to the manipulation that's happening, and therefore we flip and reverse, or we react from it. So for me personally, limit orders and looking at key levels and an expansion, an exhaustion, an overextension is usually what I'm looking for. Will you do a trade live now? If the trade setup occurs, yes, 100%, man. 100%. No, I'm not here to sit right now together with you, my friend. It's only Owen and just stare at the charts. We can stare at the charts together all day, but the idea is to get a trade. Hi brother, I'm just new to Forex. Tell me how much I should risk in one trade if I'm managing a $5,000 account. It's nothing. You should risk as little as possible. And forget about the money. Focus on the trades. Focus on your spreadsheet. Get your spreadsheet here, okay? Get your shit here, all right? Your total trades, your biggest win, your biggest loss, the amount of wins, the amount of losses. Put in notes as well, okay? Put in notes in case you want to know more. If you made a mistake, put in your note, what could be the mistake here? Or an exit note or whatever. Utilize that and just fill it in and get to 100 trades. Get to 100 trades and get to 100 trades using the same strategy. So whatever strategy it is, I'll take concepts. Just do it at 100 times. Spreadsheet, yeah, you can get it in the chat or in the description. I'll make a copy. Yeah, so man, yesterday was wild, right? The 1 hour. That massive swipe. That's why these closures are so important, man. These closures are so key. And I can say, yeah, I would have taken here. I would have taken entry model 1 here at the third candle. I could have set that on the 1 hour. But let's be honest, like we had the previous daily, you know, there were a lot of things there still holding us back. So tricky entry. I think entry model 3 was much better. Unless you were here on the 15-minute, but at the same time. The problem with that is that, for example, right? We tap into the previous weekly value area low. That was like the perfect tap. So this was the previous weekly value area low. Could it be more accurate? First one, second one, okay. Third one. This one had no bottom wick here. So I could say, okay, I'm gonna take a long here. And I'm gonna put my stop loss below. But like I can say that now, but when it's actually happening and I don't see a bottom wick getting formed and I see us squeezing up, then I'm like, man, this is a quick move. This can easily flip and we can get stopped out. If this would have created a bottom wick, I would have been much more confident and then I would have entered on the break and then with my stop loss, I put my stop loss right below the 23, 26, something like that, below the previous wick. Yeah, and then of course I target the highs right there. We have done it before. But this was way too tricky for a long. That's why I think the long was there. Much more appealing. When we started to break out here. So, yeah, now I think a lot of guys got trapped around that level. Because they break that lower time frame closure. But that's why it's so important to wait for the hourly candle, right? Especially when you break below the opening price of the week. It's super important to wait for that hourly closure because it's the Sunday open for a reason. You see how many times we touched it here. It's not just gonna go. It's either gonna go and it closes the hourly candle, and even then I believe that we're gonna retest the opening price before we continue down here. So that's what we're seeing. If we're gonna look for bearish setups, then same thing. We want to see an hourly closure and then look for that retracement and then look at that continuation to the downside. So yeah. For now, I doubt that will happen. I doubt that will happen. Lala says you only sell. Let me see. Not really. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 longs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 shorts. Debunked. Yeah, it's true though. In March for sure. In March for sure. Yeah, crazy. If I look at it right now. I read your ebook. Can you explain the previous daily and the early previous daily? Yeah, while we're waiting for the setup, for sure. So let's say you look for a setup around whatever, right? Let's do the Monday. Okay. So, okay, the Monday we had the periodic control, right? So that's the setup right here. So I think, did we took this trade? Did we took this trade, chat? 9th of April. Yeah. Yeah. 61 pips average. Was actually a 150 pip move. No, 100 pip move, sorry. Yeah, that was this one. So, imagine you coming down here, okay? So, like, this is then the next day. So this is a Monday. This is a Tuesday. We utilize the data from a Monday. Okay, we tap into it fantastically. We tapped into that zone. We came up, okay? Fantastic. Now, what happened around there is the following. We bounced off on the previous daily POC. Now, let's imagine that for some reason, we go to a Wednesday and price would still be around here. It will be up here. So it will not be down, it will be up. Then you go to the previous day. And not just Tuesday, but it can also be the Monday. We call this the EPD, the early previous day. Sometimes you need to look at a specific day in the market, and it doesn't have to be only the previous day. It can also be a day before the previous day, whatever the case may be. So that all depends on the structure of the market here. There are a couple of examples in the ebook as well, showing you exactly what the differences are. But yeah, I will show some more examples later on as well. Our candle is closed. Done. Time to get to work. Yeah, why do I feel that we're still going to come down here? And if you don't, we have to really pay very close attention to the 2382. I'm gonna set this level here for you already, so we can't miss it. Yeah, I think it's smart to look at it, just to be sure, in case you want to take a quick scalp short, lower time frame. But it really depends. For example, last Thursday we took our first trade. Then we took our second trade, at least, you know what happened? I went to the toilet. Some guys took it, but it was up, down, up, down. It was a long, it was a short, it was a long, because we were ranging. Very aggressively ranging. Up and down, up and down, up and down. Yeah, in this case, it's much more clear. Much less, manipulation in that manner. So, yeah, let's wait. Let's be patient. Lorenzo, do you think EURUSD will be a buy? I think we came below. Yeah, it's tough, bro. It's tough for now. I'm gonna be honest with you. Look at where we are. So yeah, what we call, this is a swing. It's a very clear swing here. So this is the high and this is the low. This is the value area low right here, right? We call that the swing value area low. Not sure if you know it yet. If you don't, then look it up. And look at this. So far, rejection. If you look at the opening price of the week, rejection as well. So we're in a lot of resistance now for the EURUSD. So if you trade the EURUSD, then pay very close attention, because we're now in a lot of resistance here. If you start breaking it, you can flip it into support and look for continuation up here. But for now, I think it's tough to look for buys yet. Yeah. Bro, explain the volume profile indicator. Look at the chart. Sorry. Go into the ebook. It's explained right there. But what I can tell you is this, okay? I went through like a whole lot of shit in my life. When like in trading, okay? Not just in my life, but also in trading. So when it comes down to my trading career, it was a mess. I've tried every single strategy, every single indicator, every single tool, you name it. I put them all together. Did everything the wrong way here. I was looking for something that was more based upon concrete data. Actual concrete data. Instead of trying to figure it out myself and trying to think about, okay, maybe this order block is going to hold because of this and that. Now, I want to now know, okay, which level is accurate, which level I can use, and how can I look for entry models from that specific level. And then I came upon volume and volume analysis, volume data. And I was like, okay, what is smart money actually doing? And I'm not talking about ICT. I'm not talking about, smart money concepts. I'm talking about what big institutions, big traders that I know, that I've investigated in, that I've been working with myself, what are they using? What are they utilizing? And every single time, it doesn't matter if it's futures, if it's stocks, if it's, Forex, mainly futures, they're using or they're doing volume analysis. So it's either the delta, right? Aggressive buyers versus aggressive sellers, the net difference is the delta, or it's just an understanding of volume, the amount of interest at a specific level. Volume analysis here. So I realized that, that volume is built around actual contracts executed at a specific time in the market. So if we can find areas where, based upon the data, a lot of orders are executed, we can automatically assume that there is a lot of interest around that level. And based around that interest, there must be something going on here. There must be a war taking place, and that's what we're looking at. So based upon that, I decided to go and build a strategy around volume and the volume analysis. And it has been so far the best thing I've ever tried and ever worked with. You can take it to the next level. You can take it to the level 2 data, the footprint chart, the heat maps, and the depth of market and all that stuff here. The footprint is, in my opinion, the best because of the fact that these are all executed orders. There is no more maybe or if or what if. No, you know exactly how many buyers and how many sellers entered the market at what specific moment here. The depth of market does the same thing. However, you can play around with that. You can set your orders, you can remove these orders. The heat map, same thing. You can set these orders, you can remove these orders. When it comes down to the volume profile, on the candlestick chart, the closest thing you can get in regards to that actual concrete data here. And I was always missing that. I felt that everything that I was doing was so subjective. I was always hoping for the best. Now I feel like I have something to work with. I'm still hoping for the best, but at least with more accuracy and consistency. Have you seen the Copenhagen old stock exchange spire caught fire? No. Damn. Damn. I hope nobody got hurt. $16.25. Wow. Wow, that's like what, 400 years? Crazy. What happened? Somebody blew his account or man, that's pretty bad. I never really like it when these, you know, old monumental buildings and stuff get burned and stuff. It's the worst. Full of history. Yeah, no. What is entry? I want to see price coming to 2361. And if price gets there, we wait for our entry model to play out. And then that's our entry. If price comes up to 2382, we might have an entry, but I'm not 100% sure. It really depends on a couple factors. Because the overall structure of the market is still looking quite solid to me. There are many reasons for price to still move up. So, you know, I'm gonna be a little bit on the cautious side too. You could say, yeah, but you know, if you were gonna look for longs, why not trading it down? And that's a fair point. That's a really fair point. But it really depends on the entry model and just the internal confirmations there from the dollar, the yield as well. So we'll see. Trader for Freedom says, you are speaking what I think. I was so lost with ICT because I never knew. Yeah. I think a couple things are still good to learn. Like the basic foundation, you know, the market structure, the manipulation, you know, that happens. Like I said, the consolidation, manipulation, expansion, all that stuff here. Interesting stuff as well. The quarterly theory. But when it comes down to working and executing trades from, I need to know what my key levels are. That's why I don't trade horizontal support and resistance. Because, I mean, I can guess that that's an horizontal level. And I can guess that it's an accurate level to work from or work with. But why utilizing horizontal support and resistance levels if I can just use volume levels that's actually built upon executed orders? So I know that there's interest. So it just saves me a bunch of headache. I think we're gonna come down at like the New York Stock Exchange or something like that, open. I really believe that we might get into that level. Yeah, Powell will speak today, right? But it's super, like, much later. I think it's still 4 hours to go here. So yeah, it's 4 hours, exactly 4 hours. So yeah, that's not for us here to worry about right now. What is important here is that there is enough activity, you know, volume in the market. It's not like slow and boring, you know. Lorenzo, do you trade the same way in private accounts you do during the live streams? Yes. The only difference between the exact same. The only difference between the live stream and the private accounts is that I trade multiple instruments in multiple sessions. So I get a lot more trades in. That's the difference. Yeah, when it comes down to the execution trades, now we're getting there, we're stepping up. So we had 24 streams, 31 trades. We started implementing. Yeah, I think we're gonna get it up here. You know, sometimes we have 2 trades in a stream, 3 trades in a stream. It's rare, but it will come, I think, more often now than before. But yeah, you can't force it, right? So that's it. That's the rule. $68K smashed. Nice, nice, nice. Thank you. Why? Because you guys are G's. How to get your membership or join your trading community? It's closed. Thursday we will open. It's been a while. We've been closed for a while. It's been a long time. Yeah, we're open for 100 spots. We don't want to overload it. We don't want to make sure that, you know, the Discord gets a full run. We want to make sure that we do it step by step. Open, close, open, close. And get everyone involved, onboarded. And then work from there here, okay? Yeah, exactly. So, Pavel, if you're watching, my friend, indeed. Previous daily very low, the swing very low, same thing. I think it's the same level, if I'm correct. Somebody had a question about Bitcoin. A lot of guys trade Bitcoin as well, indeed. Yeah. Yesterday, by the way, we saw the Nasdaq, right? Super clean trade for the Nasdaq yesterday. Super nice. What do we see here? We saw, of course, the previous week, the market opened bullish. Asia opened bullish. We started to drive up. London opened bullish. And then New York opened. We tapped into the previous weekly value area high. Really nicely. And we had entry model number 1 sitting right at the POC. When it broke that, boom, entry, stop loss above the high. And you target, of course, the Sunday open. Now, if I'm correct, now we're actually even lower than that. Yeah. Man, look at that. Yeah, that was crazy. That was really crazy. So look at the hourly chart here. We tapped into the previous weekly value area high. We had entry model 1 and, you know, we set the Sunday open as the target here. But what we actually saw that we just broke below it and continue to drive further down. So the best thing to always do is when you're there at your target, just the potential, especially here, you know that there's liquidity built up below, right? There is more liquidity built up. There's that trend build. Just pay very close attention, because if you close below it, you can, you know, you hold your position. It's a massive trade, massive trade. And the week before that, it did the same thing, by the way. Okay, use the previous week as well. It came into this high, it started to consolidate, and it did the same thing down. Again, the value area high. Okay, same level. Not the same level, but the same terminology here. So, a beautiful entry model. Entry model 1 tapped into the value area high twice, and then the third break was the entry. The stop loss was above it, and the Sunday open was, of course, a target. But if you then break below it here, and then sky is literally the limit right now. You know, and there is more downside potential possible here. I do expect some retest at some point, though. But yeah, Nasdaq did it. The Nasdaq did it yesterday. You guys know, the core knows exactly the entry model and how sick it is now. So pay very close attention, especially on a Monday towards the previous week. Leave some runners and bring stop to break even. Yeah, I agree. Yeah. Will you just wait or give up day trade if the level is too far away? No, we give it some time, man. If there's not a direct trade, we'll give it some time. We'll give it enough time to see if there's potential. That's it. But at the same time, we have now the New York Stock Exchange opening in 10 minutes here, and this has been just very boring consolidation, right? Like, there's no debate here. This is just waiting for that expansion. That expansion will give us the opportunity. It will come. It will come. Amaris has been trading with you on YouTube for the past 2 weeks, and I was on a huge loss before watching. Now I have got my account positive, and I just registered to receive a copy of the ebook. Nice. Nice. Yeah, any setups, let me know as well. And this is for our group. Okay, any setups, please keep sharing them. Okay, very important. All the separated channels are going to be opened today. Looking forward to that. Okay, with strict rules, by the way. Strict rules. I want to only see high quality setups shared in these channels. Of course, you can discuss and talk about it, but we are heavily monitoring these channels here. Yeah, 9 minutes for the New York Stock Exchange. So Lorenzo, where would you imagine our stops will be if you get into that gold buy? Our stops will be depending, let's say you get here, right? Now we're moving up here. Now we're heading towards this range. So we're going to figure it out in a second here. But let's assume that we're here. It's about the double wick confirmation. So it's about the first candle, the second candle, the third candle. That gives us that confirmation. Can also be in a 15-minute. Depends. But what you're going to see is then the stop loss below the previous week. The previous wick. Not the previous week. The previous wick. Okay. Will be a very big stop loss. That will be very negative. No, between the, below the previous wick. If the wick of that expansion, the third candle, is bigger than the previous candle. So if it's, you just put it below the candle. It depends on the wick of that particular candle. I think gold today will be bearish. Maybe in the short term. Let's see. We're going to find out soon what's going to happen here. We can all come with all kinds of reasons why and what. But what we're doing here on this stream, we're waiting for our key levels to be hit. We're waiting for our entry models to play out. That's it. At the same time though, we are aware of what we're doing here. We're still looking quite solid, all right? And especially after yesterday's swipe. If we didn't see this, I would have also been much more on like the bearish side here. But I'm just like, I saw this as a real purposeful manipulative move here to take out a lot of people, to trap a lot of people, and move price up to look for continuation. Especially if you look at what gold is doing right now. And what's happening from like a fundamental standpoint as well here. I mean, everything's possible, man. So we'll see. So if we continue to drive up, then the 2382 is indeed where we have to start paying attention. So when looking for short scalps, whatever the case may be, the 2382 and the 2386 are the two levels to look at. That's for sure. Even though it's not my favorite. But we'll find out in a second here. We have 5 more minutes for the New York Stock Exchange as well. So we can easily still reverse. Does Friday count as an EPD at the moment? We can use it here. Yeah, that's a very good point. So you see that the very area low of the Friday is aligning with the fixed range as well. So that's why I'm saying the 2383 or 82 is we're gonna face resistance there. We're gonna have some issues there around that level. So yeah, I would say so. Keep a close eye on that. How long does the book take? It should take like 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 5 minutes max. It depends on... apparently some people with a Hotmail account don't get it. I don't know why. Maybe it's protected, marked as spam or something like that. If you use a Hotmail account, for the rest it should be in a couple minutes. Yeah. Are you streaming the whole week? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. How do you put the lines across all the charts? I would use the horizontal ray. Horizontal ray and figure it out. And then you can, change it the way you want to be. In the settings, you go there, you click on the text, you type in the text, you save the template. Right there, you got it. Yeah, it's a headache. The first time is a headache. But once you have these levels in, easy. You select them, you get them, done. So do it one time. It takes you 15 minutes, 10 minutes. Okay. Yeah. Okay, there we go. New York Stock Exchange. Show us some volume. And idiotic question, Lorenzo. Could we be looking at the market in the wrong way? Instead of going up, it goes down. For sure. I mean, like when it comes down to counter trend trading, if this is what you mean, we have been counter trend trading, yeah, many times before. So it all depends. It all depends right now. Youth opened strong during the open, very strong. And the dollar, yeah, dollar is looking, euro is looking weak up. Euro is looking weak. We don't trade the euro here, but yeah, for you guys, if you're interested in it, looking interesting. Yeah, dollar, yeah, nothing too crazy, not much volume here. Don't go against the trend. That's a very basic concept. Yeah, it's like for the beginners, I would say so. I would say so. Yeah. We have the PSC at 2382 when you mark the lower low. Yeah, so a lot of confluence around the 2382. I agree. So if we get there, we will see what's up. If we're seeing a really nice clean entry model, we take it. We take it. For now, it's either going to be there or it's going to be here. I hope it's going to be here. If it's going to be there, it has to give us a very, very clean double wick confirmation. Very clean. Yeah. One second, I need a drink, man. Yeah. Pushing down a little bit. Okay. If I lose a trade, all right? We're in a win streak right now, but if I lose a trade. If. I'm gonna do 50 push-ups. $50 push-ups right away. Boom. Minimum is 100. It depends on the amount of pips. Okay? So every pip is a push-up. If we lose. We're gonna play that game right now. We're in a win streak, so hopefully we don't. But, yeah. If you win, all right, and okay, let's make a deal. If I win, and you win, obviously too, all right? Then you need to do 50% of the amount of pips that we make. So if we make 100 pips or 50 pips, you do 25 push-ups. If I lose, it's a 1-to-1. It's a 1-to-1. Hey, listen, I want to see it in the chat, in Discord. No joke. I'm a man of my word. I'm not sure about you. Okay? I assume so. I'm a man of my word. So. That's it. So, for example, last stream. Oh, no, okay. Nothing. Yeah, the stream before 101 on average, right? On average. So it's about the average. So that would have been 50 push-ups for you. Right there. For the woman. All right. Yes, you can go on your knees. It's okay. You can go on your knees. Push-ups on your knees. It's fine. For the man, no excuses. No excuses, my friend. All right, we're coming down. We're coming down. We're coming down. Let's go. Let's get there. Let's do it. Let's do it. There we go. Waiting for that. Ooh, the yield. Ooh, the yield is coming up strong. Ooh, that's coming up strong. Dollar is lacking. Yield is strong. Yeah, we're heading to that gap. We're literally almost in that gap. We're almost in that gap on the weekly. A weekly gap here. And this one as well. This one as well. Okay, perfect. Level set. And gold is holding, man. Wow. Listen, if this doesn't prove a point about how strong gold is still, then I don't know what is. I really don't know what is. Because if you see that the yield is like this aggressive, right? Right now at the moment. And gold is like pushing down. It is reacting to it, but it's holding up. It's very impressive. very impressive. If we get a bias, is the stop loss at the POC? It's below the candle. So again, go to page 50. In the next version, we're gonna add 2 more entry models. So we now have 3 entry models. We're gonna, you know, 3, like 4, you could say, because we have also a lower time frame confirmation entry. So 4 entry models. We will have 6 entry models in total. 2 of them I'm still testing. The 2 of them I'm not 100% yet. But yeah, it is coming. Hopefully, let's see. Yeah, no, but this is absolutely wild the way gold is holding up here. Very, very well. Very well. So we want to see, of course, the yield pushing up further into that gap. Into that first level, which is the 4.735%. And then gold, we want to see gold, you know, doing exactly that. Coming down and then boom, reversing. If the yield is in resistance, we potentially go from there here. What's the relation between yield and gold? Now, yield and gold has a strong negative correlation here. It's actually a triangle formation. So you have gold on top, the dollar index on the left side, the yield on the right side. That's a triangle formation. You want preferably that the dollar and the yield are aligned, and that there is an opposite happening with gold. Preferably. Sometimes the yield just takes over. But it all depends on, again, the monetary policy, especially, you know, a lot of these things have an impact. Same also, geopolitical situations, news events. Yeah. Crazy how it's holding up. $23.82. We'll find out in a second if this is something to yeah, to pay close attention to, if you get there. Let me set an alert, just to be sure, because you never know. Are you trading with Powell speaking today? Well, it depends what time we enter, right? If it's right at Powell, which I think is way too late, to be honest, then yeah, maybe, yeah, we have to be a little bit cautious, of course. But I think for the next 3 hours, I don't think we have to worry. 2.5 hours. Where do you journal your trades? In an Excel sheet? Yeah, think about the fact that though this is interesting to think about for sure. The inflation data, you know, the CPI data that came out recently. The fact that it's higher than expected is not what they want. But at the same time, they're also thinking about money printing again, right? Some nice quantitative easing, putting more money in the economy again, more money to defense. So it's kind of a contradiction. At one layer you have, okay, we might have to increase these interest rates again, or at least not decrease. We have to intervene. Or at the same time, we're like, no, but we have just increased the debt limit unlimited for the next, 2 years. So we have to start printing. Yeah. What's going to happen here? If they start money printing, the stock market, the cryptocurrency market, absolutely will go through the roof. Through the roof. What's happening with the yen? That's a good point. What's happening with the yen? Okay, the yen came back into daily resistance, gets rejected right away. False move. False move. Nothing crazy. Back in resistance, getting rejected from it. So GJ probably came down super aggressively and now is retracing back up. Yeah. Okay, interesting. Let's see what happened to. Look at the previous day. Ooh. How do we call this? The previous daily PUC. Oh, man. Shh. We call this the magic touch. This is what we call the magic touch. Yeah. Previous daily PUC came back to the area where the most volume was traded the previous day. Bunch of buyers aggressively protecting that level. Pretty wild. We call it a missed trade. I didn't see an entry model there, to be honest. Unless you would place a limit order. But yeah. Yeah, so it's pretty wild actually how it's holding here. I know we got rejected from the top. Same thing here. I think that we had that zone before, right? Yeah, you might see some wick fill here. But yeah, I would pay very close attention to this level. If it gets there again, I would pay very close attention to it. Yeah, absolutely. The 191.880. Yeah, let me look at another chart here. Gold is just like, yeah. Let me see what else is here, because what else do we have here? We have, while we're waiting for gold, we have the US30 maybe? Yeah, the US30. What was the reason again? Was it on daily time frame? Yeah, daily time frame. So the US30, a daily swing towards the high. And this is what we call a daily swing value area low. Right here. Oh man, it looks good. That looks good. Swing value area low on the daily. Really clean. That means that tomorrow we might see the reverse if we close this candle neutral. Very, very nice here. You have to close this candle, of course, neutral. And then the next candle needs to, you know, open bearish, flip bullish. But yeah, no. We're seeing it happening indeed. So entry model 1. Entry model 1 on the 4-hour time frame. In this case, because it was a daily level, right? That's the reason why. Because it was a daily level, you can understand that it takes more time to develop as well. So the higher the time frame of your key level, the longer you potentially need to wait for that setup to play out and give you these entry models as well. So yeah, do take that in consideration. But this was perfection. Look at that. Stop loss below the middle wick, and you target. In this case, let's say it's just the initial top here. That will be the 4-hour trade, a beautiful 4-hour trade here. And look at the difference here, okay? So I want you to just witness this right now. We go back into gold in a second. So we are here. We tapped into that daily swing value area low. Fantastic. 37,690 on the 4-hour. The next one closes as well. The next one creates that bottom wick, right? So the next one creates that bottom wick. And look what it does here. It expands and it breaks the previous initial breaker. The body is really nice, really clean. Not too much of a top wick. Very clean. This is entry model 1. This is entry model 1. This is what you want to see. This is your entry. As clean as it gets. And if you then go to page 50, you will see exactly that. Exactly that. This is what you just see on the, or what you just saw on the US30. Okay, higher time frame trade setup. So obviously this is already a trade. You could exit. You could also say, okay, I'm gonna hold it. The problem with this is though, is that the next daily candle now potentially will set up for the same thing. So that means that the next daily candle will then be that entry model number 1. And that means that the daily candle of the next day, tomorrow, will then potentially set in the bottom wick. We'll come back to your entry. So the best thing is to get out and to try to enter again tomorrow if you're looking for that same entry model around that exact level. But overall, very, very nice. Very clean setup. Very, very good entry. Looking pretty solid. For now, rejection around the Sunday open. That's why that will be also a great target to look at by default here. You also have a previous day, of course, so maybe that's the point of control. Yeah, we're close to the point of control. Yeah. All right, gold's coming down. Finally, we're moving. Could you check GJ? Yeah, GJ is now back at 191.88. This is that level where we bounced from. You don't want to enter in the middle of an expansion. So you don't want to enter. You don't want to enter in the middle. You don't want to enter because where are you going to put your stop loss? Below or above? And you can guess that it will come down, but either let it come down towards the POC again. Yeah, we're still moving up, right? It's still like a nice, clean overall trend here. Yeah, the trend line was supported as well. You see, there's a lot where these volume profiles, these levels are aligning with these trends. I would wait for price to pull back one more time into that same key level. If it rejects from the 192.539, you might have a potential entry there, where you look for something like this. Internal break, and then they push down. But I would prefer to come down towards the 191, 192 again. I like this. I like what gold is doing. I like how weak this top wick is. Great target if you get down now and we don't come back up. And we get into our key level. That would be really nice. Yeah, hourly closure as well. So like 3 minutes, so we're getting there. All right, we're waiting for this moment. So it says, whenever I watch your video, I miss a strong sell because you're always telling the opposite, which never happened. Man, I think you're blind, bro. I think you have missed out on like some sick streams lately. We're almost there. Yeah, we're coming there. We're getting there. So yeah, the 2361. Really wanted to get there. 2360, 2355 will be the absolute minimum. Our maximum. So we don't want to come. We don't want to come below there. We don't want to get below the 2355 at all. We want to really stick above the 2360 preferably. Jeffrey says your previous daily value high is also the previous weekly value high. That's a fact. And it's the first time we're testing it. The first time ever. So we broke above it, but we never came back to test it. And that's why I believe that the 2361 is such a good level. Such a good level to look for a trade. Yeah, it aligns very, very well with the week as well. So yeah, identical. So yeah, let's be patient. Let's pay attention to it, to how we react to that level. Good. Good closure. Is this his own strategy? Yes, this is our own strategy. We created the strategy. Very proud to say. Very proud moment in my life. There's nothing better than executing it live. Showing it over and over and over again. That's the way to do it, right? That's the way to do it. Lorenzo, as soon as the previous hourly candle body 2374 was broken, the sell scalp was on. That might also all be the case, right? But if you want me to trade 8 different strategies simultaneously, and you want me to track this spreadsheet with 8 different trading strategies simultaneously, a little bit of a strategy here, and then a little bit of a strategy there, then there is no congruency. There is nothing we can focus on. And the data that I'm showing you will be completely bollocks. It will be completely inaccurate. That's why this matters. That's why we are very loyal to what we're doing. Because it, it works. I've tested it over and over again here. Just need to be consistent here. And yes, that requires sometimes to not be able to get into positions when you think we should go into positions. Well, that's not the game. That's not the game. That's not our game. That's the thing that I see with a lot of beginner traders here. That's maybe one of the biggest things I could give you indeed. It's like, don't feel obligated to always look for a setup. Every single market structure break, every single low taken out or high taken out is a trade. That does not have to be the case. It doesn't have to be the case. Otherwise, to be honest, the problem is you're gonna constantly feel left out. You're gonna constantly feel FOMO. And yeah, when you then force a trade because you felt that you missed the previous trade, it's gonna get very complicated, my friend. Very complicated. The only thing that we're looking for is a minimum of 70% win rate. If I start getting below the 70%, then I need to adjust something over time. And not directly, but over time. Everything above the 70% is perfect. So if I win 3 trades, I can lose 1. Also on average, so not always, but it depends on the winners. It depends on the average. How many trades you take per day? A couple trades per day. It depends on the London session as well. It depends on the instruments I trade. This week was pretty clean during, so far yesterday was pretty clean during London. When it comes down to the streams, we took around 31 trades in 24 streams. I think we can scale it up based upon these entry models a bit more, but I think this is pretty reasonable overall. It depends. Yeah. So yeah, it's a deal, okay? If I lose, I'll do 50 push-ups, or no, wait, depends on the amount of pips. Every pip is one push-up. Every pip is a push-up. Of course, live, obviously. The thing is, though, I trained already super, like, I trained strength today already. In the gym, in the boxing gym. Like, explosive strength here. Who knows the Zurcher? Who knows this exercise? It's by far the worst and the best at the same time. The Zurcher squat. Yes, exactly. Yeah, so this is what we did today. Yeah. Yeah, I think we're gonna get there, man. I think we're gonna get to this to our key level. I think we're gonna get there. Yeah. So far, so good. So for example, we lost like a 90 pips before, right? That was like our biggest loss, 98 pips. Yeah, that's 98 push-ups. Our biggest one was, of course, last week was the it's 101 on average, but we went up like to 190 pips. So that would have been around 50 push-ups for you. So let's see. Who's gonna do the push-ups today? Probably you. What's your max push-up rep? To be honest, really honest with you, after I started boxing, I lost a lot of strength. It's funny enough, right? I lost definitely some strength when I started boxing. eurjpy. Yeah, no, I think the dollar is slowing down here. So the dollar is coming down. That's a good sign. That's a good first sign. Yield is still looking very good. very strong. On the 1 hour, it's slowing down a little bit. So I like it. I like it. I like it. Avan says, I've been doing Sambo for about 5 years and thinking of going to striking. Any advice? So yeah, you have the best foundation possible right now. But why not do, you know, turning into MMA? Why not going for MMA now? I mean, you have probably the best footwork already set up right now. So I think it's a fantastic foundation. A lot of really good wrestlers in my team, let's say, are also great boxers. And they're great boxers because they have great footwork. Joint, could you go over your analysis for the sell? We're not looking for sells, we're looking for buys. We're looking for buys. We're waiting for buys. Yeah. I highly recommend to go in the beginning of the stream. We did like a full breakdown. This is the second part of the stream. This is phase 2. Right? This is the patience game. Phase 3 is the execution game. I'm from Indonesia. I want to get out of a difficult life. Shout out to you, Karam. Shout out to you, Blee. It's time to do it. This is the moment. Let's focus on the lives. Let's learn. Let's open the ebook. Let's go through it together. Let's talk about it. Ask me anything. We're here. Mantap. All right. Yeah, I think we're gonna get to this level. So if we get there, then we probably have already the first hour of the New York Stock Exchange behind us. And we will find out here. The first time I traded gold, I remember it very vividly. Plus 500. Who knows plus 500? It's so funny, man. I had no idea what I was doing. Literally no idea. Yo, it's slow, man. Man, the market. How big was your account then? No, I think plus 500 for you was demo money. I never deposited real money on plus 500. No, I remember it very vividly. It was you were supposed to get $25 real money to work with, and I scaled that up to $100 plus, $120, something like that. And I think I lost it then, after that. Did you just miss the trade? No. No, we didn't miss the trade. If we miss an entry model, then we missed the trade. Yeah. Yeah, then we missed the trade, but we don't see it yet. So we're waiting for that same level here. When did you start trading? Like 7.5 years ago. Time flies, man. ...2021 was the game changer. That's where everything changed. That was... yeah. During the you know, when everyone was sitting at home. Everyone was suddenly a trader. It was like a massive hype around trading. That's where things changed. That's where I, you know, fully committed myself to be okay. This is now I feel I have control of what I'm doing. Now I'm getting there. But even that, if I now look back, I'm still like, could have been better. Could have been better. Especially if I look back into the previous data and stuff, I'm like, even that could have been better. So it's a never-ending story. Constant improvement. But I'm extremely certain about this trading model. Extremely certain. Value area high 2365. You look at the swing. Is that what you're looking for? I think you look at the swing. So we're looking at the swing here. The only difference here between that swing here is that I feel that we have to get into the previous weekly value area high and the previous daily value area high here. That's at the key level I want to see us getting it. As that expansion here, usually, especially after that break, usually gets retested. So yeah. By the way, no entry model regardless already here. If it would be this same level. So targeting the highs. I'm not targeting directly the highs here. but I am definitely targeting this zone, at least these highs here. Mark the high to the low. Okay, this is what you mean. I don't see it. The high to the low. Oh, my bad. Is this what you mean? Yeah, same thing, right? But that expansion comes from that initial zone. So it's gonna be the same level. Same level. 2361. Is there any info on how to get your indicator, how to use it? So the indicator you can get in our Discord too. Okay. So go to our Discord, go to the introductions section. Sorry, the indicator section. Click on the link and add it to your trading view. Right here. It marks out every single day. It marks out the opening price of the week. It can also mark out the sessions between New York. So the New York Stock Exchange open and close. And that gives you pretty good information when talking about what we're doing here. Utilizing volume. Yeah, the good thing as well, if we get to our key level as well, the 2361, the London lows are taken out. And the Asian highs are left to be taken. Let's see if we can get there. Anyways, do you ever consider the midpoint of yesterday's high and low? The 50%? You mean the equilibrium? You're talking about Fips, or like what do you mean? Because there are definitely some examples where we utilize the Fibonacci as well here. It's in page... I need to see here. I think it's page number 47. We use it a lot with swings, indeed. Page 47. Okay. Yeah, we tend to use this with these type of swings here. Can be useful. How much is your book? It's free. Get it for free. You have a lot of homework to do. If you're new to the stream, get the free ebook. A lot of homework. If you want to join these live trades here, a lot of homework. I see it. The core is growing. Our core group is growing really fast, with people actually understanding what we're doing here, why we're taking trades here. So everyone would just comes and goes and comes and goes and just random, you know. It's fun. It's great to have you here. But don't trade with me. Don't trade with me. Only trade if you know what we're doing. You know what we're doing, why we're entering, and it's all in this ebook. That's why we created it. 74 pages. I'm going to tell you what lessons you should understand first. I would focus on market structure first, the basics, like the true basics. How candles are formed, candle formation formed. And then once you're ready, you can go to LTA concepts. And LTA concepts is for semi-beginners, right, with a basic understanding of trading. You know, to go to like the intermediate advanced section. So you need that absolute basic foundation here. I can explain once again and explain you exactly what market structure is. But there are thousands and thousands of videos on YouTube talking about market structure. I don't see myself adding extra value there. I don't see it. Okay, I do indeed have still a course in a private group as well. It's the SMC video series. The reason why we still keep it is because the basics are very well explained in this series, okay? So you can go through that later on. But for now, LTA concept is getting released. The first video just got released. It's around 75 minutes. It's the introduction video, you could say. We're releasing videos now multiple times per week. And we're gonna keep releasing this. So yeah. But the ebook should be good. If you're new, I think the ebook is a great start. Is a great start. I don't see, you know, I think that this, if you pay attention to what we're doing here, and it's very easily explained in terms of very practical. Do this, then do this. Look at this, look at this. Do this, do that. So it's a very step-by-step explanation of what it is, what we're doing here, and how we're utilizing the volume to make trades, create and execute trades from. So that should be more than enough for you if you are new to this whole thing. Are you waiting for entry model 1 or entry model 3? We don't know what the entry model is going to be yet. But as of what I'm seeing now, I assume it's going to be entry model number 1. Does your strategy correlate between ICT and price action or fully ICT concepts? Has nothing to do with ICT concepts. There are maybe a couple things, you know, nothing is you know, maybe a couple things that we utilize, but it's very slim. It's very slim. I see personally SMC concept as like the foundation of just getting familiar, not ICT, but like the SMC concepts, the simplified version of it, just talking about market structure, what liquidity is, these imbalances in the market, like the true basics. I think it's never bad to start with that if you are, you know, if you want to learn something about the markets as well. When it comes down to entries, entry models, key levels, and actual data, I do not really like to use SMC concepts for my entry models. No, I like to use LTA. Yeah, who thinks we're gonna get to the 2360 here? 2361. Let me know in the chat. $23.60, my bad. 2360.27. 2361. It's around there. Around there. Yeah, if it's there, it's yeah. Some patience then. Why do you not have the FRVP setting that automatically marks out the value higher or low? I mean, you could do that. You can do that. Depends what you prefer here. If you want to use it, you can. I just use these manual levels myself. So horizontal raise. I think it looks a bit cleaner. Michael Sabine says, hey fam, I spent hours reading the book and practicing. How can I join the group on the 18th? Yeah, so it's very important that you pay very close attention to the streams, especially the Thursday stream. So the Thursday stream we will be releasing it to 100 people. So pay very close attention to where we open on a Thursday. I think that's the most important stream to look at it. All right, we're gonna have probably an announcement beforehand. Everything will be clear as well here. So yeah, don't worry, it's not going to be $2,000, okay? Or a yearly membership here. And it's good. Michael, it's great because you already went through the ebook. It's the most important part. You already started the ebook. Because we want to have that foundation. So very important. When stream ends? Well, we're still here. We're going to be here for a while. I see it already. How to join? Well, it's important for you to join our Discord already right now. So get into our Discord. We'll probably have an announcement as well. And I think once you're in Discord, it's easier to get access to our private group. We have been closed for a long time. And we've done it on purpose. We wanted to make sure that LTA concept was released first, that all the setups are released. The first video of our lecture series is released. The second one is coming now. We'll start dripping multiple videos per week. The setups channel is fully working, active, released. People are utilizing it, using it. Video updates, you know, the actual channels themselves are there. So everything now is gonna get released. These final 4 channels are gonna be open soon. And of course, then once we are open again, we start with our events. And these events are gonna be absolutely madness as well. So yeah, 1 year of full focus, boom. I'm happy that you guys are trading it already. A rough fall, for example. One of our moderators. He's been crushing it, hopefully, with it. For the people that are already in now and are utilizing it, what is your experience? Let me know. What is your experience of LTA concepts? You're not going to find anything on YouTube about it yet. It will come. It will come. But step by step. I'm happy that you guys are actually putting in the work. That's the most important part. And that's so much easier for me on stream. When I'm taking these trades with you guys right now. That's why I was enjoying it so much last week. It was not... Okay, yes, these massive winning trades helped a lot. But the way we took these trades together is what changed everything. Because it was no longer... Lorenzo, what are you going to do? And like just purely based it on trusting me. You saw it yourself. You know exactly what entry model we're looking at. So you understand, you practically understood exactly why we entered. And that's why I'm always repeating it over and over again. So if you just don't know what we're doing here, then just go to the ebook first and then trade with us later on. Because that gives you a different experience. Completely different experience than when you come on stream. You don't know what we're doing. You see me taking a trade. Might play out, might not play out. And you're like, I have no idea what I'm doing here. I'm just following this guy and that's it. Now, the difference is that we see people now actually using it here. So, I gotta go boxing 1 hour. You think I have enough time to be part of a trade? So, yeah, we need to really see the volume. The volume needs to really step in now. So, yeah, hopefully we have a little bit more push. And then, if it gets there, we still need to wait for that closure as well. We start with the 15 minute. So... Lorenzo, very nice. I'm supposed to get your ebook in the chat, my friend. In the chat. Okay. You can listen a little bit to my story. Might not be the most interesting thing for you here, my story. But yeah. It starts at, let's say, page number 8. Okay. The 10 laws of trading psychology. Probability thinking. Tactical management, battlefield awareness, strategic discipline, emotional fortitude. Data-driven, right? Data-driven, we talk about this a lot. Confidence. Personal responsibility, we talked about this also a lot. Operational excellence, calm objectivity, and adaptive learning. These are the principles we're working with, right? It's the core, the absolute foundation. We have not even talked about the strategy. But just by, utilizing these principles, you get already ahead, because I can guarantee you 90% of all the individuals here are probably not utilizing like maybe 80% of it. They're looking at maybe some strategic, discipline, which is very hard for a lot of guys as well here. Probability thinking is very hard for guys to understand. They don't understand that losing is part of the game. Emotional fortitude. Well, we've seen it with some crybabies in the chat sometimes beforehand. No offense. Personal responsibility, same thing. And adaptive learning. And I think this is the biggest one. Is the market is constantly evolving. So we're looking at, adjustments. And these adjustments are key. So when to look for longs, when to look for shorts, when to, stay off the market. And when not to do anything. Matty says, look at platinum, beautiful setup, previous weekly very low. Okay, gold is getting there though. I like it. I like what gold is doing here. It's just a bit slow. Previous weekly very low. I don't see it yet. It's getting there, but it's not there yet. It is getting there. It is getting there. But we're not there yet. Indeed. Anyways, what do you think about those? We sculpt the 30-second chart. Do you think it's sustainable? Could be. It could definitely be. It depends. I don't know. It depends where your expertise is. It does not really matter what you choose. I think if you want to make it happen, you potentially can. It just depends on your execution, your trade execution, your history. So for some people, that's the 1-minute chart. For other people, it's the 30-minute, 50-minute. And for other people, it's the swings, right? It's the daily, it's the 4-hour and higher. Or as you might see Mark take out the Asian high, I agree. This is what I'm waiting for. I'm looking for that expansion. If you focus on levels of interest, the time frame does not matter. I agree. However, the time frame does not matter. But what matters is what matters are the candle formations, right? So each time frame has different candle structures. Therefore, sometimes entries take place on the 15 minutes. Sometimes entries takes place on the 30 minute or the 1 hour. It all depends on the entry models and the candle formations of each time frame. So that's the only reason why we look at different time frames at the same time. And that's why I personally would never trade one time frame. Because I always want to be aware of what's happening on the 1 hour, the 30 minute, the 50 minute, especially if I'm trading within that spectrum. I want to know what these candles are doing here. What are you waiting for? Like I said before, 2361 is my point of interest right there. If it doesn't get there and it goes up to the 2382, I'm still looking to see, okay, how do we respond around the 2382? We might see something happening there. If it gets rejected from it, could still be the case, so we don't know. But the 2361 is the previous weekly very high, the previous daily very high. It's the retracement of that swing. And we will manipulate the lows here. So I want to see it getting there. That's the level for me to look out for. And if it doesn't get there, it doesn't get there. But I would not be streaming off. I think we will not potentially get there still. Or get to the 2382. think you need to redo the previous weekly very high level. No, that's good. Yeah, it's facing difficulties indeed. I do agree here. US30 is getting interesting as well when it comes down here. After seeing you use the VAR profile on gold so much, what do you think about using it in other charts as well? Like I said before, give me any chart at any given, any chart in any industry, whatever it is. I'll give you the best entries. We're just trading gold now on stream. Because, you know, I like to trade with one pair on stream especially. Maybe another pair sometimes as a backup. But 90% of the time we trade gold, and the reason why is because we get familiar with one pair. I think it's too complicated to work with too many different pairs at the same time for a lot of people. And gold can pay well. It can pay very well. Try Bank Nifty Indian chart. Bank Nifty. The index? Look at the index or what? Let's start with the swing first. Okay, we came below the POC, so definitely looking at the swing POC here. See how we react around this. And same thing what happened here. I want to see what happened there as well. At a very, very low. Yeah, very, very low here. Holding up very, very nice. So that swing very low is also interesting. I'm just looking at swings now first. Just because we're looking at a clear uptrend right here. Simply look at the overall trend to the upside here. So I'm looking at these pullbacks into these swings. You can see already very, very clearly on the... Yeah, this is the value area low. So this is what we call the swing value area low. This is by default already a nice continuation. Tapping into that initial zone. And we tapped into it quite well. So this was a perfect one here. First touch was really clean. Very clean. Immediate expansion. Still manipulate the lows once. This was that entry model. When it started to break back above here. In that zone. And then you target, of course, these previous highs. So that was very clean. It was the start of a massive run to the upside. Now I have to look at the previous day. So is there another chart of Bank Nifty as well? Just checking. It's the futures one, okay? It doesn't really matter. It's actually quite good. Look on the daily as well here. Super bullish, man. Wow. Look at that chart. It's crazy what crazy bullish actually. Now I'm looking at it here. Holding above that trend. Super clean, super clear. I think let's go to back to the other one. I think that's better. Do a lot of you guys trade the bank Nifty here? A lot of Indian guys here. Do you guys trade it? Yeah, you can definitely see that the swings matter the most. So for now, pay just very close attention to this level here. The most important level is the 47,577. And this break and closure above it is super, super good. Especially if the 4-hour closes here. Once the 4-hour closes above it, you can start looking at these entry models, looking for that continuation here. You're trading back into these gaps as well. The higher time frame, you're swinging into the... You can utilize the Fibonacci as well, the 50%. So the 50% is bouncing and it's aligning with the point of control. So it's looking very strong still. All right, if you go up, 2382. Man, that chart was actually crazy bullish. The bank Nifty chart. Wow. Even though it's coming down, still looking very good. Looks like the gold train has left without us. Maybe. Let's see. That's another way. You cannot force our key levels here. Okay, 2382, 2386. Like I said, these are not my favorite levels to look at. Much more would prefer to look at the 2360 and stuff, 2361. But you bet we're gonna react from this. Let's see if any entry models are occurring here. But because of the overall bullish structure still, buys would be much more interesting below. But let's see how we react here. Strong expansion. The main reason I think the hourly closure is coming now. Would you consider a short from the fixed very low to previous weekly very high? If the entry model presents itself, then let's see what we can do here, especially if you look at 30. Crazy 30 minute, by the way. Okay, we're reacting from it for now. Still holding up very well here, but ooh. 2383. Hourly closure is in like 5 minutes, so obviously this is super key. Let's see how it develop here. Powell speaking soon. I think it's too risky to open a new trade. It's in 2 hours, 2 hours, 15 minutes. So we might still have some room here. But yeah, buys would have been much nicer around 2361 if that's if we would get to our key level here. It's holding up very strong. It's rejecting pretty good here, especially if you have that closure in like a couple minutes. No, I would not sell yet. No. I would not sell yet, for sure. Entry models, fam. We have to wait for our entry models to play out here. So I have so many new people in the chat here that have no idea what we're doing. So please do not trade with us if you're new yet. Okay, get familiar with the way we trade, because we trade a little bit, you could say, differently, right? It's in a 74-page ebook. It's a lot of work here in order to get this thing under control. Okay, all the trade examples are in there though. You can check that out. All right, it's free. Use it. If you want to go on a kilo win streak like last week, we had 200 pips, 150 pips, like a crazy streak. Same entry model. Yeah, then we have to be patient. We have to wait for the right moments in our the right structures. How many trades have you done last week? Every stream I had a trade. Every stream we had a trade. We actually have more than one trade. But yeah, you guys know what happened. Okay, hourly closure. We're holding above it, so we closed above it. Still very strong, way too strong. Way too strong for now. We missed a trade today. No, we didn't miss a trade because we didn't have an entry model. There's a massive difference between missing a trade or missing an entry model. If we miss an entry model, we miss the trade. If we do not miss an entry model, we do not miss a trade. We miss price movement. Unless you say, guys, hey, like, I want you to trade 8 different strategies at the same time. This is what I want you to do. then yeah, we can do that as well. But that's not going to work. Because then all the data that I'm writing here, all the wins, all the losses, everything that we're doing here, it's all garbage. There's a big difference. I'm gonna give it like 15 minutes. You guys are getting too impatient. At least no push-ups for you. That's a good part, okay? Like I said last week, or this week right now, from now on that's the rule. If I get you a 100 pip trade, on average, we don't have to calculate the max. We take profits along the way, right? So to take profits along the way, the TP1, TP2, TP3 and stuff. The 100 pips on average, all right? If you have 100 pips, you do 50 push-ups. If you get 14 pips, you do 7. If you get 60, you do 30, okay? But if I lose, I do 1 to 1, okay? So 1 pip loss is a push-up, all right? So if I lose 30 pips, I do 30 push-ups, okay? That's a promise. So if we are in our win streak, fantastic. We're now in a 4-win streak. We gained around 32, 100, 200 something pips. So we want to make sure that from the next one onwards, we're doing our push-ups here. Okay. On stream. So it's actually doing exactly what we wanted to do, but not coming down towards the 2361 to our initial zone here. So win analysis, no entry model. Could you review the anchored volume profile indicator? Gave me all the kilos to enter buy on breakout. I will check it later. What's it called? The pivot anchored volume profile indicator. All right. Now we had a really strong closure above the value area low. So I think we just bounced from it and we flipped it into support right away. Yeah, so for now, when you look at this this initial range, you might flip it into support and look for continuation. You just manipulate the Asian highs after not taking out the Asian lows, by the way. We did not take out the Asian lows as well. I saw the London lows. So that would have been perfect for us. Entry model 1, looking at this initial structure. Waiting for the price to tap into that zone, manipulating London lows, reversing up, then taking out the Asian highs here. I think it just went. It went for it. It came into that swing. And that swing very high at 23.65 indeed held. Wanted to see the manipulation of the lows of London first. Because if you're literally sitting at the lows of London, there are many cases where I just want to take out the lows first before them thinking about that reversal. So no entry model for me here. And I'm going to keep it with that, I think. Because we can foresheet something right now. But that's not what I want to do here. Okay. There are going to be streams where we do not have a trade. It is what it is. Especially if we want to continue the momentum. And we want to continue winning. Then I cannot force every stream a trade here just because. And it doesn't matter how beautiful the chart looks if it doesn't align with what we're doing. So I think that's the smarter move, the smarter decision for now. And coming back tomorrow to look at the markets once again to see what Jerome Powell has done as well. What kind of damage he occurred. Maybe in dollar, maybe in gold, who knows. We're gonna see. Okay. U30, yeah, U30 was great. Fantastic. It's now back at that initial level. Yeah, we're heading up. I think Jerome is going to speak in 2 hours. Nothing. But to be honest, better no trade than losing trade, in my opinion. Especially if it's not aligned with us here. Okay? Not aligned with the way we trade. Not our entry model. Okay, fam. Thank you very much. Regardless. That's it for now. All the haters, good luck. Good luck with losing on other people's streams. Okay. I'm gonna see the winners next time tomorrow. We're gonna do the same thing over again. Okay. Thank you very much. Take care. Take care. Let me set it up here. There we go. I'm waiting for the perfect song here. Nice. Thank you regardless. Hope you learned something. Make sure you download the ebook. Get it to your ebook here. 6,000 plus downloads in the first week and a half. Crazy stuff. Okay, I hope you learned something. And let's continue the momentum regardless. Okay? Take care, fam. Thank you so much. See you soon.